It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You can nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nomination at KSLSports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to JJ and Alex for the winner. Help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers making an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week, sponsored by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals. Christian, how far was where you went? Where'd you went to Lava Hot Springs?
Yeah.
How long of a drive was that this weekend?
It's about 2 hours from my house. I live in Layton.
Oh, you went there this weekend?
Yeah.
Utah is so.
Did you guys ride the river?
Oh yeah,
That's great.
we love it.
Yeah.
Utah is so cool. I was telling Christian I've never done the Lava Hot Springs thing, but 2 hour little jaunt.
It's in Idaho, technically, right?
It is. It's about an hour in Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I suppose.
from where we
meaning
are-
the Mountain West, or where we are, this area, like that's so cool. It's
Yep.
just 2 hours away, and Christian was telling us about the good times, and it's like, yeah, little drive, and you're in a amazing place.
It's a real taste of a type of freedom that I don't know we have as much anymore. Meaning, you just get on the back of a truck with no seatbelts of any kind, and you just ride up.
Literally, there's a trailer with chairs on it,
Just throw
and
your
the
tube
trailer
in.
holds your tube, and they drive you back up to the top.
Take
It's
your
awesome.
Little kids, it is good though. It's really good, and they just run all day. Yeah,
Have you ever been to Kansas?
I've driven through.
You can drive hours
And not
in
get anywhere.
any direction,
Yeah.
and not encounter not only anything interesting, but anything at all.
Yep.
I love where we live. It's great, and glad Christian had a good time. I now have some further questions about his bizarre personal life, but I'll keep that off the air.
Yeah.
It's time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Big news over the weekend coming out of Logan. Utah State has suspended Ike Larsen.
Haven't explained what happened yet, right? We have not seen the official report, but it's 6 weeks from the day he was suspended. So that was last week. It seems like, if I did my math correctly, he should miss probably the first 3 games for sure and would come back late in the week before week 4, if I did my math correct.
Violation of team rules,
Yeah.
by the way, whatever that means.
Yeah.
One thing with Bronco Mendenhall is he is a disciplined person. Not, handing out discipline, but his teams get better almost immediately because he comes in and he really tightens things up.
Yep.
And, even in Kalani's early years at BYU, he kind of learned the lesson that if you don't, keep some discipline off the field. And in Kalani's case, it was like a messy locker room. You remember that whole thing or whatever. But it was kind of a reflection of where the program was at that particular moment. And Bronco's a big believer in spirit, honor, tradition, those sorts of things. Ben, you remember that?
I do.
Remember that whole thing? But yeah, it's why his teams are good, is because they play hard and they play as teams and they have discipline. I mean, that was his whole career at BYU. And Ike Larsen is probably the best player on Utah State's team.
Absolutely.
We'd have to ask Scotty if that's still true. But you're going to be held to a standard.
Over the weekend, they also did their jersey number ceremony at Utah State, where you earn your jersey number, which is a Bronco thing. It's not exclusively a Bronco thing, but
No.
Bronco really does like this to be a part of it, that you have to come in, you have to represent yourself well, you have to represent the team well, you have to buy in. And if you do that, you will earn your number. But until then, you are nameless and somewhat faceless because you don't have your number yet. And it's an idea of getting everybody to buy in. But did see, I believe, Ike Larsen in that photo. So he'll be around.
Does that mean we can assume that the players with lame numbers are dogging it in camp?
Yep. Sorry, 49.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the
You got 41? Cool, Dirk.
43? I don't know. The 40s
Yeah.
are uninspiring.
43 is maybe not the worst number, but yeah, some tough ones. 38, cool. Good job on 38.
What would be?
You're the last guy to get his number this year?
Most of the teens is okay, right? Single digits sends a different message.
Single digits, great. Some bad 20s. 30s are strong in general, other than like 38. It's not a good one. 50s, you're killing it. You're doing a great job. 80s, you're on fire.
I guess it depends on your position, too.
Yeah, of course.
Like if you're rocking 82 as a quarterback, it's probably not going well.
Yeah. Walk on.
Walk on guy.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We had this. Coach, this is last year's jersey. Yeah. Correct.
What
This is
happens?
the ceremony.
What happens when your punter has a cool number?
Yeah. Kicking the heck out of that ball.
Like you're really prioritizing. Like, hey, get the punter something cool.
3. Yeah. 5, because he always pins it inside the 5. That's how you earn that number, pal. But yeah, otherwise you're 19.
It's kind of the numbers then are kind of a scouting report in and up itself, right?
See the running back? It's a 6. He's good. The
But-
other running back, 22.
But if you were good,
Awful.
would you pick a bad number to be
Deceiving.
deceiving? Yeah.
The Ace Bailey approach.
67, you must not be very good. And then all of a sudden that running back is running you over. Yeah.
Ace Bailey taking 19 is bizarre. Bad sign.
That's not a bad sign.
Bad sign. But he's got to overcome it. So he's already setting himself up for some
What?
adversity.
Like he should be like LeBron and take number 23?
8. Yeah. 1. 5. Yes, have so many numbers retired. It's absurd, but
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
19? I'm fine with it.
Carve out a
Go
niche.
make it happen.
Raja Bell erasure. That's fine with me. So anyway.
Oh, yeah, Raja. That didn't end well. A lot of drama there.
Yeah.
That's too bad. He had a lot of personality.
cool.
He would have been a fun player to bring on back,
He
after
should
he
be-
retired or whatever.
We'll talk about this before the end of the show. The Jazz do not have a lot of great ambassadors. Most of their ambassadors are either Karl Malone hiding in the shadows, or generally when they get brought up, it's for controversies like John Stockton anymore, or like Pete Maravich is dead, has been dead for a long time, and also went off the rails before he died. So it's too bad the Jazz don't have more naturally good ambassadors. Why Boozer is such a valuable asset, and why D. Will's willingness to be around. But Raja would have been awesome because Raja is really smart and funny, and was in a non-great Jazz period doing good things.
I think they've been trying to do more on that front, though, over the past few years, honestly, if you want to talk about.
Quincy Lewis's whole job.
Well, even before that, Daryl Griffith came back, Donovan Mitchell's rookie year, I think, and he jumped in studio with us and stuff like that, and he was great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Like, Chris Morris was around. Like, I interviewed some of these random. I think they're making an effort to bring people back and make them feel comfortable. The problem is they're not legends per se. Like
Right.
CJ Miles is coming back and he's done the TV stuff and he's always been a really great personality. That was always kind of his long suit.
But he was ancillary.
But right, yeah. I mean, he was, Thurl is a legit legend.
Thurl's a
because,
legend, yeah.
Thurl's college, obviously, and then what he did with the Jazz, when he did it with the Jazz. I mean, Thurl is as good as you can get.
Mark Eaton was too.
Mark Eaton was great.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Carl's Carl.
Yeah.
And John's life pivot has been
Bizarre.
bizarre.
Yeah.
And I know, we're going to get into that coming up. All right. Anyway, we got sidetracked. Apologies.
Number 2.
Next.
Number 2, just let everybody in at this point.
Big Ten wants to expand the college football playoff to 24 teams. I've got an idea. Hear me out. 130 teams, 12-game schedule, not single elimination, but the people at the end of the season with the best record get to compete for a championship. How does that sound? Separate them all out into conferences instead of having just a playoff, and the best player from the best teams from those conferences advance. 4, 5, 6 teams. What? 24 teams?
Listen,
Just do the 64. Just do the NCAA basketball.
it's never.
How many weeks of college football playoffs are we going to play here? It's the whole season now.
It's never going to happen. But let's ask ourselves, why is this proposal coming out this way? And it's a negotiation.
Yeah.
And specifically, it's a negotiation between Fox and ABC, or the Mouse, as we like to call it here. Who's going to have control of this playoff? Because the Big Ten and the SEC have to sign off on whatever. Mm-hmm. And I know your favorite book is The Art of the Deal. And in that text, we learned that you opened with something crazy.
Outrageous.
Because
sounds like it's your favorite book.
You've got to flex.
The pages are really dog-eared. He's really torn through this.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
This is the Big Ten saying, like, we're going to propose something crazy. And if you want us to come back down to earth, then you're going to have to settle on some stuff that we want to settle. Because at least now there are two conferences that really can't get along. Like, the Big Ten can't just do their own thing. That kills the golden goose.
It does.
Nobody's going to care. So it's always been a challenge with these, universities that are pushing everybody else out is how do you keep the legitimacy of college football by pushing all these other leagues down basically to lower levels? And it's always been the trick, but it exists. They can't push the other out. And honestly, they can't push the Big 12 out either.
No.
And the ACC is currently constituted. They can't push them out either. There's just too much value there to push it out. So it's the sweet spot. And this is just a negotiation. The Big Ten is looking for some sort of,
any type of leverage or
Right.
I mean, they have a ton of leverage already.
Right. But that's all this is about. This is about who's going to be calling the shots as to what and why. And maybe it's automatic berths. Maybe it's revenue share. Maybe it's whatever, but it's all just a negotiation.
The stupid thing is this is, one wave in an ocean. I mean, this is just the next one's going to come and the next one's going to, this is the next cat in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
it's been
because
that way
you're going to do it
forever.
for a year or 2 years. We're going to do this 12-team format for the second year, and they're trying to change it already, right? And the 4 was supposed to fix the 12 was supposed to fix the 4, and the 4 was supposed to fix the 2. And then the 16 will fix the 12, and the 24 will fix the 16.
They've been stuffing cats into the wall since BYU beat Michigan in the Holiday Bowl in 1984. Mm-hmm. Or was that game technically in 1985? But, we can go back to the Alliance and then the BCS. And then, it's been nothing but, meowing cats.
And it's noisy.
It's extremely noisy. The hot takes you have, sports, hanging around with your friends. I wish they'd just go back to the old bowl system, not the BCS, not the Alliance. If you won the Big Ten, you went to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that. But it will obviously never happen.
Next.
Number 3, Mark Harlan opened up about how Utah is navigating revenue sharing.
Good article from Steve Bartle at KSLSports.com. Go read it. I thought what was interesting is talking about signing players to multi-year deals to help eliminate poaching. He says they don't have a lot of players on this because we certainly have some athletes on multi-year deals. Like coaches, there could be some punishment depending on the way the contract's written in terms of, just like if any coach were to up and leave.
Yeah, I don't know how enforceable that stuff is. Yeah. This is the situation college sports is incredibly awkward. I think stability for athletes, like not bouncing around all the time, and some commitment from the university that they're not going to be cut, I think is a good thing. So, in concept, I suppose I'm in favor of multi-year contracts. But now we're talking about contracts and college athletes, and what is that all about?
Yeah.
I still don't think university. Well, with the settlement, who knows exactly how this is going to exist going forward, but awkward. But I guess if, getting a multi-year commitment from the university and a multi-year commitment from the players so they can have some stability in life, I suppose that's a positive thing. I don't know. Are you seeing the downside?
No. I've always liked the idea of players getting money. And having stability and leaving college. We were talking about Loa Lotulelei the other day, and, he goes to the NFL and goes to the Broncos and gives back his signing bonus because he decides to retire. You don't have to do something awkward like that. What would Lowell have made? And, he's Keanu Tanuvasa. Is he making 7 figures at, if he had stayed at Utah for a couple of years? And then, if he doesn't want to play football anymore later in his life, good for him. He wants to start on whatever his trade was that he went to school for. I certainly support that concept. It's certainly not as Pollyanna as that. It's not as clean as that. It's goofier and stranger and dirtier, and we've certainly seen all of that. The part of this that I like from Mark Harlan that I think is interesting and what everyone fears anytime you have a big governing body that is a little bit unchecked. He says, there's a new entity outside of the NCAA that will be enforcing this. They've hired pretty big-time staff. They have subpoena powers, and if the cases get really serious, they can render punishments. Now, until we see someone get punishment, I think all of us will be hoping that people are doing the right thing, which is, this body might just be a bunch of people sitting around collecting checks. Just not a bad gig.
That's just a mess. I honestly don't care about the money side of it anymore. I mean, I talked about it forever, whatever. Right. You make your bed. But I still do value the opportunity, the well-being of young people.
I agree.
Still value that. And I don't think, even though large sums of money are changing hands and they have a little cash in their pocket walking around, I don't think that the latest evolution of college sports has been good for young people. Far more people go into the transfer portal because they get cut, and then they have to go find somewhere else to go to school and start their life all over again, as opposed to everybody sees the transfer portal with the Alabama recruit who ends up at Texas A&M. Or it's the Boise State recruit that ends up at Ohio State.
The original multi-year contract was a 4-year scholarship. Right? You went in knowing you were getting your education. As long as you stayed at that school, you were going to keep that scholarship for the most part. There are changes and coaches kick kids off of schools. We've seen that happen, but it wasn't certainly happening at the level it is now.
No, do you think Bronco added 83 players at Utah State? Isn't that the number, Christian? 83? Does that sound right?
86, 87, something.
Yeah. That means he cut like 90 other guys.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I mean? Now you can.
Well, do you remember? I mean, we've talked about it. Urban cutting guys when he got to Utah and how dramatic it was. And we were like, it was a third of the team.
Right.
Yeah. You'd have the most continuity in all of college football this year.
We're way beyond that now.
Yeah.
Because now there is money involved, and that comes with a certain amount of accountability. Yeah. And I don't think that has been overwhelmingly good for young people.
And you know what? It's easy to say at 40, oh, yeah, man, the more money you'd have, the better. Clearly, that's not the case, especially with young people. If that was the case, every young celebrity would have had a very flawless transition into being an adult. And Johnny Bonaducci did not do very well.
You mean there's some value in living on crate furniture and eating top ramen and figuring out how you're going to make it in this world? Do you think there's actually some adjustment there that is beneficial to a lot of people in life? You don't say. I mean, like, for example, Christian, I've sat in that seat many moons ago where I was a producer, young, trying to take advantage of every opportunity and do all this stuff. And I'm guessing Christian's not going home to beluga caviar.
Even when he brings in good food, we throw it away to make sure he's eating ramen.
And I learned so much.
Teach him a lesson. Put some hair on his chest.
I learned so much from that period of my life.
Of course. Doesn't mean it's fun.
From that. No, but
Christian's not having any fun.
Life's not fun.
We make sure of it.
You know what I mean? Life's not fun.
Take that, kids.
You learn a lot of stuff from that. And hey, far be it from me to criticize somebody for taking advantage of an opportunity.
Right. And I would have too. If someone had put $1 million in front of me at 19, tell me what I have to do.
It is not going to lead to well-adjusted parents or young people.
I agree.
I can't imagine how crazy parents are now when there's millions of dollars on the line. Not just a college scholarship, but millions of dollars. I'm sure it's absolutely unhinged.
Yep. No question.
All right, stay tuned.
Speaking of unhinged.
We'll get to that coming up next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.